Welcome back to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast, the place where poetry meets conversation. I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and before we get into today's topic, make sure you hit that plus sign so you don't miss an episode. Also, please subscribe to my blog, theBrownSugarCafe.blog, and if you find any value in this episode or any other episodes, make sure you leave a heartfelt review. So with that being said, let's get to it. What's up, everybody? I hope that you all are enjoying your holiday season. I hope that you're out there staying safe and still being able to do the things that you wanted to do this holiday season. We're about to wrap up the year. 2021 is about to come to a close, and I know for a lot of us, it's been a difficult last 2 years. So I want us to reflect on more so the good things and not the bad things that happen. I know it may seem difficult, and a lot of us have lost some very important people in our lives, and it's been rough. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. It's been rough. It's been hard, but there are also some good things that have happened to us, and I want us to reflect on those things as we go into the new year. And for those of you who do New Year's resolutions or goals or whatever you want to call them, I want to encourage you to start whatever your goals are today. Like, don't wait until January 1st. I feel like when you wait until a specific date to start something, you get into the practice of procrastination. And I just feel like you should start now. Like, don't wait. Like, if you have an idea of something that you can start today, especially like fitness goals, eating habits, and stuff like that. I know New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, it's kind of like the last hurrah when it comes to desserts, overeating, and stuff like that. But if this is something that's very serious to you, I want to challenge you to, you know, start now. Like, to truly reach our goals, we have to challenge ourselves and get out of our comfort zones. We have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. But today's topic is actually integrity and the role that integrity plays when we mess up or when we make mistakes. The main focus to me, it seems like, when it comes to integrity is the part about being honest and the part of having strong moral values. But when we mess up and when we make mistakes, integrity plays a key role in how we handle those situations. What got me thinking about this topic was a share by a professional speaker. Recently, she was scheduled for a keynote, an online keynote, and she missed it. The time that she had in her calendar, she had two different times in her calendar. There was a time for the pre-show, which is like the check-in to make sure that everything's working fine, like your Wi-Fi, your audio, and things like that. And then the other time was the on-stage time, the time when everything was supposed to start. Well, she got the times mixed up, and when she signed in, the event was over. And immediately she contacted the person that she was partnering with, and they gave her some grace. They told her that it's okay, you're a professional, things happen, and we'll get through this. And so, with that, like being a professional, that's a part of integrity also. Like, if you're a professional and people know you're a professional and about your business, in the event that you do make mistakes like this, people are going to understand that something had to have happened. It had to have been some sort of emergency for you just not to show up. And integrity is something that speaks for us before we even get in the room. And so, after talking to the partner, she went and she contacted the people who she was hosting the event for. She contacted them, she apologized first and foremost, and she told them that they could reschedule at a time that was convenient for them. And it wasn't well, I missed the event and I can do this on this day or that day. What works for you? It was like, hey, I'm taking accountability and responsibility. This is my fault. I'm owning this. So what works for you? When you mess up and you make mistakes, you have to come in with the mindset of trying to fix it. You have to come in with the mindset of making it right. Like, if you had, that's a part of integrity. You can't just come there and be like, well, it is what it is, and what we gonna do about it? You come into the situation presenting other options. You come into the situation offering something and letting people know, like, actions speak louder than words. You letting people know that you're truly apologetic and you're truly, remorseful for what happened. When it comes to people's time, if you didn't show up when you were supposed to, you inconvenience them. So you don't come to them with a solution that's at your convenience. It's at their convenience. They've already been inconvenienced. And the accountability piece, that's major when it comes to integrity as well, because she said that her assistant was trying to say, well, maybe if I coded the calendar a certain kind of way, or we did this and that with the calendar, and she told her, no, I'm owning this. This is on me. We're not going to try to play the blame game. Another part of integrity: when you mess up, don't go back and forth trying to point the finger at whose fault it is or what happened. Take ownership. Taking ownership is major when it comes to integrity. We have to take ownership for our mistakes. That's the only way we can improve on our mistakes. If we constantly making mistakes and doing things and we're always pointing the finger at other people, how do we expect to progress and get better? Like, how can you fix what you don't acknowledge? Accountability is important when it comes to integrity. And another thing that I really liked about her story is that she said, in addition to rescheduling, she offered them a free 90-minute keynote at a future date in front of whatever group they want, whatever time they want. To go even further to let them know how apologetic she is and how she understands that people's time is valuable. That spoke volumes to me. I mean, her whole share was about not wallowing in your mistakes and taking the actions, immediate actions to make those mistakes right. And I like that. I found value in that, but I start thinking even deeper about like her course of action showed, like, it exemplified everything about integrity in her, and it shows the type of person she is, because I think that integrity is the uprightness of character, and our character is who we are regardless of who's watching and who's not. And lastly, a lot of people are in the entrepreneurial space. A lot of people have started small businesses, selling products, whether it's part-time or full-time. So I want you to remember integrity when it comes to providing a service, especially when it's dealing with people, time and money. Those are important things. Those are things that can make or break your business. Even if you're selling products. There was one time when I made a small order of prints for my book, and when I got the books, I realized that, and this was after I had already mailed out people who ordered their copies, because I sell the autograph copies on my website. And, if you don't want an autograph copy, then my books are available on Amazon. But for the autograph ones, I reordered some copies, but what I failed to realize is that the file that I uploaded was a draft file and it wasn't the actual finished product of my book. And by the time I realized it, I already mailed out, I think it was two or three copies to people who had ordered my books. But when I saw that that was a problem, I immediately contacted them and let them know that I needed to send them the updated version. And I apologized to them. And I contacted them so immediately that they hadn't even received the first copy. Now, I could have easily said, they ordered books, I sent them books. They'll never know what was supposed to be on the inside. Nobody knows but me. But my integrity would not allow me to do that. I had to make it right. I had to reach out and let them know that a new book would be on the way. Once I got the book, I mailed it out, I updated them with the tracking number, and I kept my integrity. Remember that it's better to build a relationship with people instead of just getting a quick dollar, because the service you're offering goes beyond just the product that you have. So remember to keep your integrity at all times and represent yourself well. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and this is the place where poetry meets conversation. Hit that follow button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss an episode. Check out my blog, thebrownsugarcafe.blog. Also connect with me on Instagram at The Brown Sugar Cafe. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, remember, keep pushing forward.